Hey, how's it going, everybody? How's it going, everybody? It's your boy Deonte Burden, aka Mr. Short Dollar himself. I want everybody to think I'm crazy. I'm looking over here. I got a monitor over here, so that's why may look like I'm looking in the wild blue yonder. But I want to welcome everybody and good evening to everybody. Want to have a quick live feed with you guys, give you guys have a discussion about business funding tips. So I'm going to be still looking at the different monitors I got. We're streaming live on Mr. Short Dollar now on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and also on TikTok right now live. So y'all bear with me and everything because I might be in and out with trying to respond to some of the answers. But what I wanted to do was have a quick discussion with you guys in regards to some business funding tips, and also have a discussion about acquiring loans, getting these grants, and also basically securing business deals. Things that I out of my 20 years of experience, and I give a little more information in regards to myself, in regards to what I do and what I've done, and then spread, my over 20 years experience being an accounting professional, also a serial entrepreneur, and give you guys some ideas on how to acquire some business loans, secure grants, and secure, even some business deals. Okay. Before we get started, background information. This is Mr. Short Dollar. We'll talk about personal finance, business, entrepreneurship, and real estate investing. Make sure if you're on the live feeds, please make sure you like the video. Hit that dollar sign in the bottom right-hand corner. If you're looking at it on YouTube, subscribe to the channel. But again, tonight we're going to talk about business funding tips. And to start everything off, again, we're streaming live on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and TikTok. So please bear with me if I don't respond to you quick enough. But we're just starting tonight's live feed. What I wanted to talk to you guys about, just basic business funding tips. Like I said, I'm an accountant by profession. My main business is I own a business service firm, Majestic Business Services. We're pretty much like a one-stop shop for small businesses. Where we do the bookkeeping, tax prep, payroll. I own different businesses. I own beauty salons, the accounting practice. I'm a professional speaker, and I'm also going to give you guys information about an event I got this weekend with Dr. Boyce Watson. I don't know if you guys are familiar with him, but I am part of the Black Experts Empire, where we do it's like a mastermind group where I've been a part of for the past 2 years, where we've all been, just like a big mastermind support group, giving each other tips and information on how to become a better. Not only we don't talk about professional speaking, we talk about the business of professional speaking, how to push out courses, create courses, things like that. But we will have an event this weekend. I'm also going to post. I've been posting on my social media. I'm going to post it on YouTube as well. It's a live event. It's going to be a live 2-day event this weekend. Again, that's the Black Experts Empire. That's with Dr. Boyce Watkins, his brother Lawrence, and Al Duncan. And it's an organization I've been part of the past 2 years, and it's a great event. We're going to have this upcoming weekend. I think that's what's March. Oh Lord, I forget my days of the week. I think March 6th and 7th, Saturday and everything. But I speak, I think, at 3:30 on Saturday. But I'll make sure I post the details out a couple more. And even on YouTube, I do it in the community page. Post the flyer up. But again, with tonight's discussion, I want to talk about business funding tips. And what I want to start everything off is we're talking about loans. I've done a few videos recently, and they got a lot of traction in regard to just business grants. And a lot of people are looking for grants because quote unquote free money. But and I ask people sometimes, people reach out because I do have the office number. Just as always in the description, it's on there. You can call the office and speak to me directly. It's tax season, so when you catch me, you catch me. If you don't, I try my best to get back in contact with you. But a lot of people, it seem to me, have been hesitant about acquiring loans, not because it's good to get a grant, because it's free money. But we'll talk about that when we start talking about the grants. But with the loans, I don't want people to be so adverse about getting the loans because of that. And I understand you may have different things in terms of just different credit challenges or income challenges as far as acquiring or paying the loan back. But I will be putting out videos in regards to business credit, business lines of credit, how to acquire, and not to be overthinking of just be so hesitant of, basing everything on fear why you don't do it. Because what I do want you guys to understand, and I have the videos that are coming up. I'm going to give a whole presentation you guys in regards to difference of business loans, business lines of credit, because you got a ton of videos out here that are telling people get your EIN number, get your DUNS number, and all this kind of stuff. But I can tell you right now, if you go into any bank or any preferred lender with your EIN number, your DUNS number, they're gonna laugh you right outside the door. You can apply for that stuff all you want. Try to get you a business loan without using your Social Security number. With doing it, they're still gonna need some kind of personal guarantor. And that's not to tell you guys not to do it. The biggest thing is we just got to figure out the right way to do it, so you're actually put in the position where you're a businessman or a businesswoman and you're doing everything the right way. You can get money the way you want to get money, right? You can just pick up the phone and say, hey, I need to get this line of credit opened up. I need to get this loan opened up. And you're not worrying, shaking in your boots every time you got to fill out the application. And that's one of the biggest things, and I made similar videos about that in the past, but I wouldn't make more videos about that in regards to business lines of credit and acquiring business loans. I have secured major business loans, federal, some through the SBA, and I'm not talking PPP or the idle loans. So I have experience and I know exactly what it takes to get those loans. Those loans are very meticulous and and there's a lot of blue tape. You can say blue tape or BS and all that other kind of stuff, but they're not easy to acquire. But what I say all that to say is that with experience I got and knowledge I got, I can explain to you guys in a way where you can be able to get it. And again, I'm giving this to you, this information you guys free of charge. Let's see, if Denise B, can I schedule a consultation with you to ask you about SB loan, how to complete? Sure, Denise B. Any I want to rehash again in the description section of the videos, especially if you're looking at YouTube, all the social media platforms, probably except TikTok and Instagram right now. All the contact information in regards to the social media platforms, the office numbers, the booking links or anything, everything is in the description section. So feel free to look at all the information. You can find other social media platforms and find a way to book an appointment from there. But again, tonight I just want to go over some business funding tips with everyone, because everybody's been hot and heavy with the grants. But again, I just want to kind of go over loans, grants, and also just swing it back around with just securing deals. My pleasure again to help. One other thing, the biggest thing is when you're trying to do business loans. Again, these videos will be forthcoming, but just in general, when you want to try to get any kind of business loan, the first thing I want to just tell people is be proactive. What I mean by being proactive is understand what kind of loan that you want to get. Do your homework to find out which banks in your immediate area actually deal with those kind of loans. If you're in construction, which banks are more dealing with people in construction. If you're in retail, which banks are more prone to do that. If you don't have a local bank in the area, do your homework and just see what banks will be doing that online. Some banks, have a global or national presence, but you're gonna have to do some homework. You just can't just have an arbitrary thought. And I see this a lot in a lot of different groups. What's the best bank for business? And at the end of the day, that's not how you need to look at it. You need to look at what's the best bank for your particular industry. What do you think about angels? Give me 1 second, mommy do think I give you my opinion on angel investors. There's nothing wrong with angel investors. But give me a second and to go over everything. Hang tight and I'll go over that at the end of everything with the angel investors and give you my take on that. But when you look at it, you can't look at it in terms of what's the best particular bank for a particular business. Do your homework and be proactive and find out what's the best particular bank for your particular business, okay? Because you do have banks again that service particular industry, especially in your most cities and stuff. And if you're in a place where you don't have, it's not a major city, you only have maybe one or two options with banks and stuff, go have a conversation with them. But even from that point, you need to kind of see what they do. And if you have to go online and do homework and reach out to other banks and stuff, you have to do that. But you have to be proactive and understand that. Also, you have to do a lot of planning. When I say by planning, you need to know what your loan is for. You just can't go in and get an arbitrary idea of, hey, I want to borrow $1,000, $50,000, or $100,000. You have to know your numbers. And what I mean to push you when you talk about knowing your numbers, guys, and we'll have videos. And I have videos in regards to planning and goal setting and all that stuff. Make sure you guys looking in the database what we have for the videos. When we start talking about knowing your numbers, sit down and say, okay, write down all the particular costs that you particularly have. All right. Write down all the particular costs that you particularly have in regards to the startup, between the equipment, the supplies, any kind of expenses and stuff. Get all that stuff together. Again, it's going to take you some time to do that. Do it. And then you get that number. Okay. One key thing that I think a lot of people fail at is that when they try to get these loans, they're so worried about if they're going to get approved or not, and they under apply. And when you under apply, put yourself in a situation. You need $50,000, but you're worried about getting turned down. She asked for 30. You think you can pull the other 20 from somewhere else, and then you get into this funk because you didn't borrow enough money. And you're in a hole 6 months into it. Now it's hard for you to keep the business open because you didn't borrow enough money. You got to pay this money back that you borrowed from the get-go. And now you're in a hole because now you're back at square one because you done lost the business. Plus you owe these folks this money and stuff. And now you just totally backed up with needing more and more money. Need more money to pay them back, plus still money to do the business if you're going to have the opportunity. So you always have to remember, never under apply. Over apply. What I mean by that is just say you get all your numbers together and you say that between my startup costs, between the equipment, the supplies, the utilities, rent, and everything, that's going to be $50,000. Put your application in for $75,000. Okay, put it in for $100,000 because typically what's going to happen, they're going to approve you for 75 or 50. Okay, so always over apply. Do not worry about if you're going to get turned down. Okay, don't worry about that. Because at the end of the day, most of the times, and I'll go over this in other videos, the different factors in regards to being approved for the loan. If you meet the minimum criteria for being approved for the loan, and that's what a conversation is supposed to have with your banker prior to you fill out the application. And we'll talk about that further. But at the end of the day, you want to make sure you're asking for more. Okay, always keep those that communication. Ask the business banker. Is hey, what do I need to do? What are the criteria you guys look for? Renata Bates. And please forgive my mispronounced name. Some banks ask for a business plan, some won't. Most of your government loans, just say SBA loan. I'm not talking about an idle loan or anything. Some of the major one they ask for one, but it's like a generic business plan. Pretty much it won't be just the intricate, thing would ask for all the different executive summaries, but just pretty much a good summary. The key is, guys, just like you look at Shark Tank, you got to know your numbers. You got to know your numbers. You got to know exactly what you want, because at the end of the day, you're borrowing money, and the main thing they're really interested in is how you're going to pay them back. Okay, so if you're going to be able to pay the bank back, they're fine. They want to make sure also you got the capacity to pay them back. So the more you have everything together, the easier life will be for you. But that's why you want to make sure they're being very, very proactive. We're having conversation with the business bankers and having conversation with the different people, different funding institutions to find out what they want. Like I say all the time, we want to get access to capital when we don't need it. Okay, so the more and more, again, being proactive, planning, the more you can try to just sit here and have those conversations with the bankers. Hey, listen, this is where I'm at right now. This is where I want to be at in 3 months, 6 months, a year. Have that conversation with them prior to getting the loan. And if they say, hey, listen, Miss Johnson, Mr. Johnson, listen, this is where you're at. We can't fund you right now, but if you do A, B, C, and D and come back to us in 3 months or 6 months, we can take care of you. When you make rush moves, you're gonna get rush results. Okay. Don't just be so breaking your neck so bad that like I gotta get this business, and I get these calls all the time. Listen, I just got this deal put in front of me. We gotta move on it, and I just need to get this money. You can't rush like that because when you rush like that, you're gonna be in a situation where you get those rush results. You're gonna under apply. You're not gonna get enough money, and you're gonna get a situation where the business is up and running, and you can hurt your credibility because you actually couldn't produce or service the particular client or the contract the way you could if you got enough money. So you have to be very, very proactive in planning. Tomorrow's, if you had 4.5 years ago, it was difficult to obtain a loan, even SBA, regardless of the reason. What are other options? Well, I disagree with you tomorrow as far as tomorrow rose in regards to it was difficult to do it. It's not difficult to do it. It's just things you got to just have in place. Again, I've secured several SBA loans over the past 15 years. It's not difficult. It's just really a matter of having everything in compliance with what they need. They're just not going to give you, no bank is just going to give you the money. And you know you did not say that, but you just have to have the key things that they want. The nugget I'm going to give you guys today in regards to the loans, and we're going to hop on to the grants next. Guys, I know it's been a big push with these SBA, the idle loans, and the PPP loans and stuff. But let me explain something to you guys, the beauty of the SBA. I've been dealing with the SBA as far as business funding for, like I said, the past 15 years. Your federal tax dollars pay for the SBA. All thing you need to do is Google the SBA or SBDC, Small Business Development Center. That's nationwide. Like I said, your federal tax dollars pay for it. Call the SBA tomorrow, or whenever you see this video, call them, set an appointment to meet with a counselor. Tell me you want to get business funding or whatever. It's free. Okay. So a lot of people know about this. They don't advertise it. It's free. Set the appointment, lock it in. Okay. Now just say we're at March 3rd. They may not be able to see you to March 15th or the 20th because it is free. Excuse me, especially in a situation now where everything being virtual. But it might be able to service more people there. But anyway, you'll just set the appointment and pretty much you'll meet with a counselor. And you'll tell them exactly what you want to do. If you want to get some kind of growth counseling, you want to acquire a loan, get an SBA loan, and the SBA loan, just like a VA loan, it's a government-backed loan. So it would just say if you get an SBA loan and you'll get the loan, actually just say with Bank of America, SunTrust, whatever bank it is, and the SBA is guaranteeing that particular bank that in the incident that you default or you can't pay the loan, they will pay the loan. They will pay the loan off for you. Okay, so it makes it easier for you to get the loan from that lender because the SBA is backing you. But for the SBA to back you, they're going to make sure you're in total compliance. Now, the kicker comes back into the point what I was saying with tomorrow's was that you may not have everything they need. I'm gonna speak for myself personally, be transparent. My first time with getting it, it took me probably a year and a half to actually have all the key factors that they needed in place to do that. But I needed the money, and that was $150,000 loan. I'm just saying, like, it took me a year and a half to get this together, get that together. But at the end of the day, that's just how business is. Do you want to be in business, to be in business, or you want to be in business for longevity and making money? Now, again, we're talking about business now. We're not talking about, you're doing a side hustle, make some extra money on the side, and there's nothing wrong with that. But you can't have the same kind of movements with a hustle that you would have with a business. When we dealing with the business, we thinking big picture wise. We're making certain moves or planting certain seeds for tomorrow, next week, next month, next year, 5, 10, 15 years down the road. And we hustling just, want to get a little bit here, want to get a little bit there. So it's a different movement, different mindset, okay? Like I said, nothing wrong with either one. But I just want you guys to put that on you guys in regards to reach out to the SBA, get in contact, or SBDC, Small Business Development Centers, in your local area. They're nationwide, everywhere. Set an appointment up and tell them what you want to do. If you need counseling, you need help with getting business funded and everything, just do that and set that up. Okay, it's free of charge. Your federal tax dollars pay for it. A lot of people don't take advantage of that. Okay. The next thing, well, let me see this. Let me answering these questions that I have here. Denise B, can I use that loan for real estate for business, or is it the equipment and miscellaneous? When he asked the question, actually, what can you use the loan for? uh, you get the loan for the purpose you got the loan for. So at the end of the day, if you're getting approved for a loan for real estate, you purchase real estate. If you're getting a loan for business purposes, you just take care of business purposes for it. Now, once you get the money in your hand, nobody's sitting there standing over your shoulder, to see what you did with it. But it just depends. Okay. Let me see any more questions. I hope I answered you, but let me know if I answered your question. Love Batasha, hugs and kisses. Is the SBA loan forgivable? Is it only the PPP? No, the SBA loan is not forgivable, and only the PPP is forgivable. But SBA loan is not forgivable. That's why they run your credit on that. It's not. You have to pay the SBA loan back. That's the whole point of them run the credit, to make sure you have the capacity to pay it back. But it isn't. It's not forgivable. I wouldn't be shocked within the next 2 or 3 years. If they put legislation out to make it forgivable, or you better do certain things, to get it kind of relinquished. But as of right now, is the SBA loan, the auto loan, is not forgivable. But the SBA loan I'm talking about is your regular SBA loan, not that idle or disaster loan. These loans are totally unforgivable. You have to pay these back. I'm talking about your regular SBA loans, okay? Not the disaster loans, okay? I want to make that clear when I'm talking about going to these counselors. These are regular SBA loans where they have the 504 loans, the micro loans, things like that. Those regular products that they have, pre-COVID. Those products are still there, guys, and you really need to take advantage of it. They have those micro loans for under $50,000, some $5,000, $10,000 and stuff, and they're not hard to get. They're not hard to get. It's just a matter of having a conversation with them, and it makes a world of difference. When you talk to the lady at the SBA office, she called her friend at Bank of America and Chase, and they say, listen, this person's good to go. We've been meeting with them for a couple of months. I need you to approve this loan for $150, and it happens all the time. It happens all the time. So you're not in a situation where you're in a stack of applications, okay? Monica answered, what is the requirement to get an SBA loan? I'm going to make a video about it because it's not 1 or 2 things, but SBA loans, when we talk about a regular SBA loan, they're basically looking at 5 key factors. That being your income, your credit, your the industry you're getting a loan in, the income, credit, the industry that you're getting a loan in, your experience, and your collateral. And typically out of those 5, if 2 of them off, you're not going to get approved for the loan. So again, income, credit, industry, experience, and the collateral you bring to the table. We start talking about major SBA loans. We talk, especially anything over $100,000. Those are the 5 factors they're going to look at. How long do I have to pay the loan back? Carlos Dyson, I don't know which loan you're talking about. We have to pay it back, but it depends what loan you're speaking about. Now, guys, I'm going to jump into what we're talking about is grants. Okay. Well, like I said, we've had a big rush, and if I don't answer anybody's question, if I misunderstood it, please let me know if I didn't answer it to your understanding. The next thing I want to do when we talk about just these grants, like I said, we've had a great response to the videos we posted in regards to the grants, and we've had a lot of people a variance of responses in regards to people that some of the grants do close up. I'm gonna say they close up quickly, but you put in perspective, but people are giving out free money. You gotta be realistic that it's a lot of you out there, and when you've been a lot of you out there looking for free money, that money's gonna dry up and disappear real quick. So you have to be very, very aggressive. If it's posted by us, posted by anybody else, you got to jump on that stuff quick, because the opportunity of the actual grant not having to get paid back, you have to hop on it. I do want to get this little note to everybody when we start talking about these grants. Grants, you don't have to pay back. But let me explain here by giving everybody a disclaimer. Most of these grants, you're going to have to pick up at the end of the year's taxable income. Okay, so I want you to understand it. So if you get a $10,000, $50,000, $100,000 grant, they're going to send you a 1099 at the end of the year that you got to pick up as taxable income. I just want everybody to kind of understand that. You're not just going to get this money. It's going to be free and clear. You're still going to have to pick it. They're going to send you a 1099 at the end of the year to pick it up. Okay, I just want everybody to understand that very clearly, that it's not just going to be something that's just doled out to you. That money, when you get those grants, they're still going to 1099 you, because that's why majority of those grants, they're something like $100. I don't even know if $500 I would ask that, But these one that's 5, 10, $15,000. They ask for your tax ID number, your social security number for a reason. They're gonna 1099 you at the end of the year. So I want you guys to understand that. So be kind of prepared for that. Okay. The the thing I think a lot of people is missing, like you got to be aggressive with applying for it. But one of the biggest things I think people are missing is when the grants were created to solve problems. Okay. So you have to understand when you're applying for these grants that you got to figure out a situation, how to solve that particular problem, the problem that the grant was created for, right? So if it's a grant for female entrepreneurs or single moms, disabled veterans, men coming out of prison that need help starting up, you got to figure out how you can fix yourself into it. And I'm not saying lie, but you got to figure yourself that, because I think we did the one with the shea moisture, and I know they were asking for, you had to be like active in the community, so you needed a YouTube page and an Instagram page, but they give them like $10,000. So this is me speaking. This is Mr. Short Dollar telling you now. If they're gonna give you $10,000, right, and they want you to show you're active in the community, you need to have an Instagram page and a YouTube page, which don't cost you one damn penny. Go make you an Instagram page, a YouTube page, and go feed some hungry folks. Go give out some coats or something like that, and apply for that and make a YouTube page, make an Instagram page. You don't stop. There is no other situation somebody's gonna give you $10,000 and you're gonna let something that you can do for free hold you back from that. That don't make any sense to me. So I'm just saying, understand that you have to be able to solve the problem that the grant was created for. Don't sit and look at, oh man, I ain't got to use it. They want me to be a social media critic. Be one. Damn, just be one. Go make your Instagram page, make the YouTube page, take some pictures, go feed some hungry folks, and apply for that loan. You do not, I can't even process you missed out on $10,000 because you didn't set up a free damn YouTube or Instagram account. So just kind of understand that. Also, I keep pushing that when we talk about the grants, you got to have a compelling story. You can't say that, listen, I want to start my own business. I want to start my own restaurant. No, you have to sit here and again, I'm not saying lie. I'm saying tell a good story. It has to be compelling. It has to be tear-jerking. It has to be something. You have to make people move you because, again, think about it. You have all this big stack of papers, these people reading this stuff, they want to start their own business. The grant is to start a business, right? But what's going to differentiate you, right? So you're saying, just like you're looking for a job, right? Barring all things are equal, we're going to look at it in terms of the everybody got the same degree, everybody got the same work experience. The thing that's going to be the difference is what's rolled in the details. Who produced more, who has made these kind of efficiencies, who made these kind of processes, who made their company X amount of money. Okay, because they all had the same degree, they all been working the same amount of time, but the actual details, what's going to make the difference. So that's how your grant writing need to be. Your grant writing need to be, the reasons, what can move a person to think about it. Okay, you got to have a compelling story to move a person. You got to keep that in mind. Keep that in mind. If someone's been out of school a little longer than others, you got to kind of go back. If you got 8 children, kind of give you a story that's on the table. Just do something. You just can't be simple. You can't be simple. Again, now we're talking about $5, $10, $15, $20,000, $100,000, and the grants that, in particular, that we post, I make sure that they're simple grants. What I mean by simple grants, you don't have to do anything like you did applying for a government grant, and you need all your different tax returns and all this other kind of stuff, and different kind of business plans and all these other things that you would normally have to do for just say a larger or a federal grant. Pretty much most of the grants I post, you just need your name, your bank information, your tax ID number, maybe social media and stuff like that. But it's nothing too much you need. Excuse me, except your hustle. I mean, that's the biggest thing. But that story is key. That's where a lot of people is losing out on these grants because you're not telling a story. You got to be able to tell a story. Okay, be aggressive. Understand you got to have a story and also be able to adjust the story for the grant. Okay, be able to adjust the story for the grant. Please understand that. Please understand. I thought that Shea Moisture one they've had that one out for a while. I think it closing recently. It should be closing recently soon. But that was one that listen, they were asking for the the social media stuff, and I had people responding like, hey, they want this, they want that. Give it to them. I mean, you're not paying for it. Last I checked, YouTube free. If you got a Gmail address, you can get it. Instagram, you don't have to pay for that. And hell, you know, take some pictures with your camera. That's free too. So don't let simple stuff be a hindrance to you to being successful. Okay. That's why sometimes people give you opportunity to make some kind of money. They kind of trim the fat or kind of cut things out to, you know, put little challenges. And it's amazing sometimes small little stomping blocks stop people from doing things. And I would say this, to be totally honest with you, being a serial entrepreneur, being a business owner, being a business consultant, if you can't handle some of these minor tasks or some of these little, I say, setbacks, how you gonna stay in business? Because when you're in business, it's not if something happens, it's when something's gonna happen. Because something's gonna happen. Somebody's not gonna be able to pay you, a vendor gonna close down, some stuff gets shipped late, you know, COVID-19, I got a beauty salon, I gotta still pay these folks want me to still pay them rent, and I gotta shut the salon down for 2 months. Things are gonna happen. You just have to be the top businesswoman, the top businessman, and learn how to adjust accordingly to when those things happen. So we start talking about these grants again, guys. I want you guys to be very, very aggressive with applying for these grants, and make sure you got those stories, and make sure you can adjust and craft your story to solve that problem, and also making sure it's compelling. Okay, before we go to deals, let me go through any questions anybody got. What's this? Let me go through here. Carlos Dawson, you said the SBA loan. You said, do you have to pay the loan back? If it's a regular SBA loan, yes, you got to pay it back. The PPP is the only loan that's forgivable, but all the other loans, yeah, you got to pay them back. You have to pay them back. And pretty much, that's just with the loans. The PPP, and that's payroll protection plan. And keep in mind, you know, again, I know we've had a real funky 2020 with people getting crazy money. PPP, just rule of thumb, people, if you're not familiar with it or are familiar with it, it's just 2.5 times your monthly payroll, right? 2.5 times your monthly payroll. So whatever your monthly payroll is, that's what the PPP loan would be for. But yeah, Carlos Dawson, you do have to pay it back. Tomorrow Rose, referring to the credit score issue, why it's difficult to obtain. I was told SBA loans are not. For startups, it must come 20% money or grant spell. No, tomorrow, that's not true. You do need to have, typically with a SBA loan, you would typically have to have a 700 credit score. That is true. They are for startups, because I got an SBA loan for a startup, right? You do not have to put any money down, but you need to have 18% of the loan amount in a bank account. So what I mean by that is, say if you're getting, oh Lord, I've been adding all day. Say if you get $100,000 loan, 18%, ain't that $18,000? Y'all don't laugh at me. I've been doing this all day long. There you go. That's Atlanta Public School education. So if you get $100,000 loan and they want you to have 18% of it, set it in an account, it's 18 or 15%. It's 15 or 18%. They want to have that sitting in one of your accounts. Now again, you can't borrow from somebody, but you just say you get that $100,000 loan, they want 18% sitting in the account. And I apologize, it may be 15, but just for simple explanation purposes, that needs to be sitting in an account already. Okay, so you can't just borrow from somebody, put in that account. They need to see at least by 2 or 3 months, just like you get a mortgage or something, it already sitting in your bank account that you already had that percentage of the money already sitting in there. But that you are not required to make it a down payment. Now, some might be some situations where they ask for that, or maybe some situation where, again, they may put more heavily on the collateral, but typically you won't necessarily have to do that with an SBA loan. But again, that's why it's so critical. You may not be able to qualify for the loan at a particular time, but if you're dealing with a counselor at one of the SBA offices, you're getting that relationship. That's what we'll talk about next. You're getting that relationship in place. So now they know tomorrow. They know who you are. And like, okay, well, listen, Deonte, I just called somebody, my friend in Texas. I called my friend in California. They got this bank and they got this program, and they can help you out with that, okay? You know, that's what will misinform me. Okay, and again, make sure you reach out to your local SBA office. You know, that's the thing about that. What's going on, D-Long? Make sure you reach out to your local SBA office, and especially that SBDC center, and get that counselor, so you have that one-on-one interaction, and you're not talking to people that are assuming and don't know. You know, again, I'm speaking from experience because I've secured these loans. Okay, that's how, I mean, I know that, but I know they aren't easy to get, but they aren't as difficult as you think. It's just a lot more tedious. I can say that. Let me see if I got anybody. I appreciate that, Denise B. Renata Bates, where's the best place to look for minority startup funding? The best place to look up for minority startup funding is Mr. Short Dollar YouTube channel. but serious business, it's gonna vary. It's gonna vary. I would also start a bank because again, when you start talking about minority funding and stuff, I would always look probably at a local level. Just so you go looking at go to your local city, county, or state municipality. That's why I get at the whole inside out theory. Start there and ask what kind of programs they have for minority owned businesses. Especially at the city level. There's a lot of cities and counties have programs in place for minority owned businesses, but they don't publicize them. And again, it's just like with the SBA, your federal tax dollars pay for it, but they just don't, and I don't necessarily go into it to say that they hiding it, but they just don't, to me, have the funds to me to actually promote a lot of it and everything. I'm here in Jonesboro, Georgia, in Clayton County, and the brother that's the economic development director there, he does a decent job of people that got business licenses. Sending out an email blast when different grants and programs come up. So, but I just think overall, you're not going to have a lot, with doing it. And if you're in like certain circles doing certain things, you might hear somebody city of Atlanta's giving out this, giving out that. And I think most cities are like that. It's not an issue of, you're not always going to be able to, I'm sorry, this train of thought. You're not always going to be able to just, have all these different minority funding things because it's kind of, what's the word? It's kind of seasonal, February, everybody want to, Black History Month, everybody want to be black and give black and do black. So you got a lot of corporations, especially the month of February is going to do that. Like last year we had all the Black Lives Matter people doing that. But it's just a matter of just being proactive, being aggressive and looking and looking and looking. Let me get one. Make sure I get these questions. What one I just seen? I know I just went right past it. God bless 1234. Do you recommend bootstrap to raise capital versus getting a loan? I won't recommend it over it. I just think it's just an option. It's just an option. The thing of it is, if you can actually raise the capital by saving, that's the family, friends, and putting the money to the side to do it, great. But on the flip side of it is, you got to be realistic. Are you going? It's one thing to get the money, and I want you guys to really understand this. It's one thing to get enough money to start, right? But you also got to get enough damn money to stay open. That's why I think a lot of people, that's what I'm talking about, the whole point of under applying for loans. People get enough money to start, but you got to get enough money to stay open, preferably 6 months to a year. You have to. And I think that's the biggest killer with people. They look at, okay, I just need this to open up this and get that. And you open the doors and you got all of this energy in your mind thinking, okay, hey, once I do it, people are going to come, and it didn't happen. Doesn't mean what your business is not going to work, but your business is not going to work the way you want it to work, okay? And you don't have enough money to stay down. And that's what happened with a lot of folks. So again, to answer the question about the bootstrapping, I just think that you have to make sure that you bootstrap enough money to stay open, as opposed to, and that's why I say it'll make it easier if you get a loan. But I say it like this, keep all options open. If you can gather it up, cool. If you're in a position where you can get a lender to do it, it just depends, right? But I do have videos in regards to just having that basic cost-benefit analysis in regards to trying to do it yourself or trying to get a lender, how to look at a certain cost. But make sure you can go in the Mr. Short Dollar database and on YouTube. I have a video about the whole basic cost-benefit analysis of doing it. We get the last question, then we're gonna go to our last segment. The number they gave for the SBC was random person number, not a professional at all. I will continue to do my search. Just do a you can go just call if you can't find anybody by the local SBDC, you can just call the SBA tomorrow morning, and they will direct you to the right people as far as your local SBA counselor to do that. Okay, so just you can reach out to them in the morning, and they're probably glad to give you that information, because anytime they don't have to deal with you, they can send somebody locally. They'll be happy. I know they are inundated with all the PPP and disaster loans. So I would just really give them a call in the morning and just find out who to speak with. Now, listen, here's the final part of just, we talk about business funding tips. I want to give you guys some basic information on just pretty much on how to secure deals. I got videos on about this, so I want you guys to make sure you're checking out the video. We got Mr. Short Dollar. I got, the channel been up and running for a little over 2 years. So, but a lot of this information is really, from that point now, it's still, valid in regards to that. But I had a video in regards to just some of the basic things in regards to securing deals. We talk about relationships. Business is all about relationships. That's what people understand. Like right now, the whole premise is just thinking, okay, I can go apply for a loan, go get a loan. That's kind of like a toss up with being able to apply for it. But it's a totally different if the person down at the bank. Now again, let's take race out of the equation, because far too often I hear people saying, okay, African Americans have issues with getting access to capital. I'm going, I'm going to disagree with that. I'm just be transparent for me. I'm from the city of Atlanta. I grew up in the Bankhead area and everything. So I've never had everything I've done. I'm pretty much self-made. Everything, again, I've been business on over 20 years, been a serial entrepreneur. Everything I had to earn myself. And I say all that to say, right now, 2021, in the digital age, hell, these people don't even have to see you. So again, when we start talking about having access to capital, I don't think it's that challenging. I think the issue comes up is the patience of waiting for the capital. That's where everything comes around. And you guys got to understand something, right? If we spin the table around, I want you guys to think about this when we start talking about business financing and everything, is that if I don't know you, you're a total stranger to me. You're a total stranger to me. And I don't know you. And you got $100. And let's just say I don't, let's take all that, I just want to help people stuff out of the equation. You don't know me and I ask you for, a loan. How quick would you want to be able to give it to me? Now let's just be realistic, because again, we don't want to kind of live in the, we don't want to have those thoughts like, yeah, I just want to help people and stuff. Being realistic, this is how you eat, this is how you survive. And if you make a wrong decision on giving me this money, right, you can lose everything you have. You can lose your home, you can lose your business. How quick would you be able to do it? Now, the only thing that you have to kind of go by my credibility is my credit score. And if my credit score is not right, how comfortable would you be able to get this stranger your money? And that's how you got to kind of look at it from the bank perspective. That's not to make you stop. That's to make you kind of adjust your angle, how you're going to go into everything, right? And what I mean by that is, don't let your credit challenges stop you from trying to do things. Address your credit challenges, not necessarily saying stop and fix it. What's going to be your response to that? They still may say, okay, well, listen, right now we know we got some credit challenges. Okay, well, what can we have? Do we need to make a bigger deposit? Do we need to, show more experience? Do we need to kind of, bring more partners in? Or do we need to take a little bit more time, take care of a couple more things to kind of improve something? Excuse me, but you got to be real. You have to be, realistic and flexible in regards to delivering what they want. You can't just sit there and, well, I got to have this credit. They want you to have this. They want you to have that. I mean, that's what they got to go by. If the credit score is the main thing they're going to look at, don't avoid it. Just fix your credit score. And if it takes you 6 months to do it, just do it. Because again, we're trying to stay in business for the long game. Okay, we ain't hustling. Hell, we don't need no money to hustle. If we sitting there trying to be in business and stay in business, you true want to be a businesswoman, a businessman, and stuff like that. We want to make sure our structure is as good as possible. As good as possible. Because again, if the foundation ain't straight, we ain't got enough money. We haven't borrowed enough. We're doing things, or we done rushed into it. Now we, looking for new vendors. Now we're trying to go borrow more money. Now we're trying. You don't want to do that. Take your time. Take your time. And I know sometimes when we see that light at the end of the tunnel, we want to move a little faster because we think we're almost there. Still be smart. Still be smart. Don't try to make them rush moves. Make smart moves, okay? I want you guys to understand that, like I said, business is all about relationships. What I recommend, if you're new in business, call your local bank. We start talking about those banks. You got the bank. Call the bankers and just say, listen, I'm such and such and everything. I'm not even looking to borrow money right now. I'm not even looking to borrow money from you right now. But I just want to have a meeting with you. Call the business banker, Bank of America, BB&T, Chase, whoever it is. Call them and say, look, I want to schedule a meeting to sit down and talk with you. And from that point, just tell them who you are. Tell them where you're looking to be in the next month, 6 months to a year, and you might be in a situation where you may need some funding. And they may say we want to run your credit. If you don't want to run your credit, then that's fine. You don't want to apply for that, that's fine. But start the initiation, have a response. Just say to them, listen, what I would want to do, can we just at least meet every quarter? Again, we building them relationships, okay? Join your local chamber of commerce. Do that. Again, these things that are foreign to you, going to do it. If you're if you're a type of person that's kind of uncomfortable, your thing is hustling, you working, ain't nothing wrong with it, but you don't really feel comfortable talking to people or selling. If you don't have a person in your organization, your team, that's compensating to do that stuff for you, and everything most still gonna fall by you, you need to fix that. Okay. What's the old adage we hear? It ain't about what you know, it's who you know. If you ain't got a who's, better get you some damn who's. You need to fix it. Don't use that stuff as a crutch. If you don't like talking to people, you kind of shake it with, speaking in front of people and stuff like that to be able to sell your product, sell your service. You need to get over that. You need to get over that. I'm not saying you need to be out there, giving I have a dream speeches and be, winning Toastmasters competitions. I'm saying you need to just get over some of the initial fears of just talking to people and selling your product, because the more and more you do it, the more and more comfortable. Just like when you were little, you start riding your bike. After you fail a couple of times, you learn how to ride. You can ride with your hands off, stand up and I'll do all that stuff. It's the same thing in business. The more you do certain things that you're uncomfortable with, the more you'll get comfortable with doing it. Okay. And building those relationships in business is very, very pivotal. Talking to strangers, dealing with people that you don't normally deal with. Okay. You need to be able to do that. Okay. You got to get out of that mindset that, these people don't want to give us loans and stuff. Like, you can get you some loans. You can get you some loans. Okay. You're going to get turned down. You're going to get disappointed. You're going to get upset. You're going to get pissed off. But you better not damn quit. Not if you want it. I'm just being straight up with you. Yeah, when you get disappointed, you get turned down, I can guarantee you this. It ain't going to be the last time that happened. Okay? But at the end of the day, just like you can handle making money and getting success, you got to be able to handle defeat or handle rejections or different things like that. It's going to happen as part of it. Okay? When you have to understand that you have to make sure that you're putting yourself in a position to grow, to be able to adjust, rebound, and also you got to make these relationships. Okay, be honest with folks. Be honest with folks. You ain't got to sit here and say, "Well, look, man, I ain't." We just started this construction company. I ain't building these high rises downtown right now. And if you want to do it, I'm gonna be doing it soon. If you just want to just stay at a certain level, that's cool. Nothing wrong with that. But just be honest, okay? Because when you're honest, people, you can fix and repair honesty. You can get the correct advice when you're honest. When you're lying and flexing, you're not going to get it. You're going to get the advice for the flex. I always remember that, okay? That's why I love going to different mastermind. I did a video about mastermind groups and also receiving coaching. So make sure you can look back for the video I did on why I love dealing with coaches, and why I love dealing with, in mastermind groups. Okay. Like I said, I'm 20 years in the game, and I'm always still looking for, to grow. And I can tell you right now, I didn't start making money, until I started paying. When I started joining groups and then with certain coaches, are you going to get burned sometime and do that? Anything possible. But you can do your homework on particular people, particular groups to deal with. But once you start getting additional insight, that's why I say you be honest, because you can fix the honesty. You can't fix the lie. Know your stuff, and be realistic. Sometimes don't be so impatient to want to get something done that you rush. Be cool with saying no to something that ain't right for you right then and there. Be cool with saying no and come back later. I never kick myself in the tail about, man, I wish I had bought some Bitcoin. Or, man, I should have did this, that, and that. And I didn't do it then. I didn't do it. I ain't counting no money I ain't got in my pocket. And that's just one of my rules. But be prepared to look at if it's a situation good for you at that particular time that most folks ain't comfortable with. But you say, man, I think that's pretty cool for me right now, and I can move on it. Be prepared for that, okay? If it ain't good for you or it ain't good, don't deal with it. But if it's good for you at that particular time, you say, hey, I can move on it. And a lot of people don't necessarily see your vision, whatever, and you're not rushing, go on and move on it, okay? But I want you guys to I just want to give you guys some of these business tips, and and also just talk about business funding tips, and also talk about the loans and grants. Let me go back through some of these questions. I'll run in my mouth for a minute. We start off here on TikTok. What's the best credit card to go for a business line of credit? There is no best credit card for a business line of credit. I got a video coming out where we're gonna talk about different the distinguishing point from a line of credit and a business credit card. But I also will be making a posting on some of the different credit cards. They have business credit cards. They have the best rates. But as far as the business credit card and the business line of credit, those are two whole different things. And like I said, I got that video coming out probably in the next week or so, maybe the next 2 weeks, distinguishing the two, but they're totally different things. A business credit card and the business line of credit are totally different. What's your name? Keep it real, 1001. A business credit card and business line of credit are two totally separate things, okay? But that video is coming out. I'm gonna give a whole presentation on that because I want to, make sure I get everybody proper understanding with that. Again, like I said, those are two whole different things with a business credit card and a business line of credit. So please make sure, if you haven't subscribed to Mr. Short Dollar on YouTube, and make sure you hit that bell so you can get notification when we upload the videos and everything, because we got a lot of stuff coming down the pipe. We got over 100 videos. So again, a lot of stuff I'm running my mouth about. We got videos for, so just go back in the archives. When you get bored, you ain't got nothing to do, or you feel like, okay, I need to just get educated on something, just go to the YouTube channel and just dig through the videos. Let me see if there's anything else going on, cuz. So you joined in. Let me see. Let me go through these. What's this? Latasha, lovely Tasha, hugs and kisses. What are your thoughts on the SBA grant? I think the SBA grant is cool. You don't have to pay it back. With the new targeted idle advance, what the SBA did, if they didn't fund your the total amount of your SBA grant, and I did a video on that. They just filling out the difference of it, especially if you've been. And I think they're looking at it if you're in it's not a low income area. God, I forgot the stipulations, but I did a video on that. But I think the grant is fine. You apply for it and get it. I mean, pretty much what they're doing now is just giving out the targeted idle advance. Those are, like I said, the people that were supposed to get the advance before the funds ran out with doing it. But I don't see nothing wrong with it. You have to pay it back. They're giving you money. This is one of the few times in the world, guys, a lot. I know people say, okay, I don't want to pay nobody back. I don't want to get no loans. You better get that damn money, because there ain't no other time in your lifetime that they're going to be giving the government, or they're going to be getting out money, funds like this. Now, the kids get the money for the fund. Don't go down to the Mercedes-Benz dealership with it, okay? Don't go down and get your Porsche, okay? Don't go buy y'all the Gucci and stuff. Use it for your business. And I'm just saying this to you. If you get $100,000 SBA loan, right? And you don't know what the hell to do with it. You got $100,000 loan. This Mr. Short Dollar talking to you. Now, this is just regular common sense. If you get $100,000 loan from the SBA and you do not know exactly what to do with it, you got one whole year to figure it out. And if you can't figure it out, they're not charging you, have no payments due for a year. And if you can't figure it out, give it back. But don't let the opportunity pass you by to get it. If you, in 1 year, you can't figure out what to do with that money, get a damn money back. But don't you ever let an opportunity like this, where they're giving out money like this, to get it. Now, you please don't do any kind of fraud. Okay? You apply for it, you approve for it, get it. Okay? I got videos on that. As far as dealing with the loan fraud and stuff. I'm not saying lie. But if you got access to doing it, please apply for it. You got a whole year before payments are due. And if you can't figure it out, get a damn money back. Okay? I think that's too easy. Lord, if I told you something tonight, please go apply for that money. And like I said again, 1 whole year. You got that's a long time. Put it in a suspense account. Put it in an account you don't really have easy access to. Okay? If you don't want to just you may not be the most disciplined person, pull it from it. Put it somewhere you ain't got access to. But get the money. Get the money. And it goes back again. If you're not going to be a disciplined person, hell, I don't know how long you're going to survive in business either. But I am saying this again, when you got access to it, again, get access to it. What's the rule? Get access to capital when you don't need it. Okay. So I want you guys to please take advantage of that. Renata Bate, what scores are they looking for? When we look at that, we should say your basic business loan. Most banks want you to have at least 700 score. Most banks want you to at least. We start talking about getting a business loan. I know there's tons of videos out there, people saying how to get a business loan and how to do this on your personal. I just want to know personally. I would want to know what kind of loans did these people get. Again, I'm just speaking in terms of I've had business loans, I've had SBA loans, regular SBA loans. We're dealing with them, and those government backed loans. And like I said, they're very. It's not impossible to get. You don't have to go in there with perfect credit, but it's just the tediousness. Because again, they're looking at the industry, they're looking at your experience you come to the table with. They especially you start talking about loans over $500,000, $1 million. Again, they want to see what kind of collateral you got. You're gonna put your house up and all those kind of things they're looking at. I'm just being honest with you. Now, again, we start talking about loans under 100, definitely 50,000 lower, those micro loans. Like they're not looking at all that stuff. You don't have to come in and have all that kind of stuff in place, okay? But it's just a matter of it's just being a little bit more tedious. I have a new business. I haven't opened yet under LLC yet. Can I still apply for the SBA loan, or shall I open the I would say just get the LLC first. I don't think it'll make as much a difference when you. But again, I still will go the route of speaking with the SBA, talking to a counselor. What I do want to stress to everybody is I appreciate it. I love helping people, and I want you guys again to understand one thing with me. If I say something to you guys, I have no problem telling you guys I don't know and I don't remember. Okay, this is just me speaking. If I don't know and I don't remember, I tell you and I try my best to get it back to you. But with all that said, call them, call the SBA, talk to a counselor, find out, because Deonte is not giving you a loan. They're giving you a loan. Typically, I'm giving pretty much the guidelines that they've been going by. That I know I've been dealing with in the past 15 years. But if they say, look, I can get you a bank in California, there, we may be a little flexible on the credit score or how you set up it structure wise. They may say, okay, they'd rather you be an S corp or LLC. That counselor will be able to tell you that, because they're going to make the phone call to that particular bank and say, hey, Jill, I've got lovely Tasha Huggins Kisses on the phone. Hey, listen, this is one of my clients and everything, and I just need to take care of them. That's to me was the beauty of dealing with the SBA. When you got a counselor, they're talking for you as opposed to me going in all these different banks applying. Can't beat it. Okay, definitely go that route if you're gonna do that. I would just figure out what they want. I want to be so stuck on. Again, going back to the generic thought, but this is how you secure this particular loan. It all goes back to what does the banker want, and again, you find out what the banker wants when you talk to them. Preferably, like I said, you start talking about what they're dealing with the SBA, and again, that's even your local banks. Just go in there, just meet them, shake hands, tell them who you are. And again, once you start talking to them, now they can have the conversation, tell you what they're looking for, what they want, and what they don't want to have. Okay, you guys got to be proactive with it. Like I said, I love you guys. And I want to help everybody I can, but I definitely want to stress to you, talk to the people that's going to give you the money. They're going to tell you exactly what they want to see for them to give you their money. I'm going to tell you what I know, but again, I'm not giving you the money. So make sure you're doing, again, talking to people, gathering information, but also being proactive with the people that's dealing the lending. I got this question earlier. Oh my God, young lady, I forgot who asked me the question, but it was about the angel investors. How I feel about angel investors. I think angel investors are cool. You just got to be realistic with a couple things. Number one, if you're gonna have any, just think about you dealing with like the show Shark Tank, and also I think there's a video on the channel where I did what you can learn from Shark Tank, but I'm gonna relaunch that video again. When you're dealing with angel investors and stuff, you gotta understand too. You better know your stuff inside out. You better know your stuff inside out, because it's one thing I think people keep going asking people for money, and always remember when you borrow money from people, it's not about you asking somebody for the money. You better have that crafted out. I need to borrow $100,000, and then 5 seconds later, if you give me this, I give you back this over this amount of time. That being money, a percentage of ownership, or whatever. So even the point with the angel investor, you just need to be realistic about the cost for the amount of money you're looking to borrow from those angel investors. Are you going to be comfortable with the cost to get that money? Because that's the same thing you go on Shark Tank. People will sit there and say, I don't want to give up so much ownership. I don't want to give up that, but they ain't bring the damn thing to the table. They, the angel investor, they're assuming all the risk. So that's why they want so much. That's why they want, so much ownership. That's why they may want certain residuals forever. You just got to be realistic when you deal with an angel investor. Again, what you're willing to give up. For the amount of money you're looking to borrow, this is a fair cost for that. Okay. And if you say, nah, that's not it, that's fine. But you need to be realistic about that. Okay. Now, and I think uh, 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 if you didn't want to angel invest, you can just Google any kind of venture capitalist fund or anything. Some most deal a lot in tech stocks, some deal with business startups and everything, but it just depends. But I will tell you this: majority of them want either you have a great amount of potential or some kind of traction already. Okay, great amount of potential, but just say if you're like a tech company, you got a app that's going to service a particular need. You need X amount of money. Let's say a couple $100,000 for research and development to do it. Or you already got a product out, like you see on Shark Tank. A lot of people have that little widget that they've been selling in stores already, and they can say, "Listen, I'm already selling these many with just my little money. You give me some of your money, we can make all these, and I give you back this." So you got to be realistic, and they're gonna cost more than the bank. I can tell you that right now. So you think the bank can have a funky rate for you? An investor definitely will. But we start talking about big ticket items. Okay, when we start dealing with that. Okay, uh, if you know that you can't have anything to have kind of like on the level to get an investor, talk to family and friends. Talk to some people that are close to you, church member, organization members. But kind of like the video I put out last week, how not to let money hurt relationships, family, friends. Be realistic. If you can't afford to borrow, if you do not borrow money from people that's close to you, if you know there's a chance you probably won't be able to pay them back. Do not lose no relationships with folks because you can't. You know it's an opportunity that you might not be able to pay them back. Don't it ain't even damn worth it. It ain't even worth, especially a family member, somebody close that's going to do it because they love you and trust you. If you know it's a good chance, can't do it, don't do it. Don't do it. You know it's gonna hurt that relationship. Please don't. I can't stress that to you enough. But for an angel investor, I think it's fine. You just like I said, you got to be realistic about the costs that they're going to incur. Those people, you see those people on Shark Tank all the time, like, nah, that's too much. But again, hell, again, they assuming all the risk. But definitely when you're dealing with them, you got to have some kind of traction, or it's got to be such a sweet deal to look at. Okay, and that usually like with certain techs and stuff, but just start up a particular business. You want to open up a restaurant, open up a club. Yeah, you're gonna pretty much have to make a sweet deal with somebody to come out their money, because again, the bank is gonna charge you the least amount of money. And so the reason why you ain't going to the bank is because you probably can't get approved. So you're a higher risk. So remember, if you're a higher risk and you're going to an angel investor, or just say somebody's going to do any kind of private funding, they're going to charge more. So you just got to be realistic with that. If you're fine with paying the higher cost for the amount of money, that's fine. Because the math could probably still work, right? But you just make sure you're doing the math, okay? We ain't just ask for money. We doing the math. I borrowed this. It's going to cost this. I got to pay them back this. I can sell this and have this left over. Great. But if you ain't doing that, you're hoping and wishing and praying and thinking, hell no, you're going to be in the po house. So make sure you're doing that math. I'm always stressing math, Listen, guys, again, this is Deonte Burden, aka Mr. Short Dollar himself. I'm glad I had this great discussion with you guys tonight in regards to business funding tip. We talked about loans, grants, and securing business deals. Again, I want to remind you guys, I got a calendar in front of me. Yeah, this Saturday, I'm gonna put it in my in the community tab. I got it on all the Facebook platforms. I'm trying to see if I can put it in Instagram. But this Saturday, March 6th at 3:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, I'll be part of the panel discussion for the Black Experts Empire. That's with Dr. Boyce Watkins, Brother Lawrence Watkins, Al Duncan. That's gonna be this Saturday, March 6th at 3:30 p.m. It's a free registration for the event. Again, that's the Black Experts Empire. I'll be a panel member for that. It's gonna be going on all day, Saturday and Sunday. But I'll be running my big mouth around by 3:30 Eastern, 3:30 p.m. I'm sorry, Eastern Standard Time this Saturday, March 6th. Again, I'll put the flyer and link for the registration. It's free of charge in the community section. So I want you guys to make sure you attend that. And it's gonna be a lot. Again, I'll be talking. I think it's about 20 of us over those 2 days talking. Real sharp folks, real good people, real sharp folks, that, different industries and stuff, talking about the Black Experts Empire. It's real great stuff. But listen, please subscribe to the channel. Check out all the videos we got. If you guys got, please subscribe to the different platforms. Like I said, I'm pretty accessible. If you got any questions about anything, I appreciate you guys. You're very welcome. I want to say again, thanks for all the love and support you guys gave Mr. Short Dollar the past couple of years. I appreciate all the growth. Be on the lookout for all the upcoming videos. Again, the main platform we send everything off is the YouTube channel. So make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel if you haven't, Mr. Short Dollar. And make sure when you subscribe, you hit the bell to get notifications anytime we upload a new video. Take care, you guys. Love you guys, and be safe out there, okay?